The first thing you do every morning is reach for your glasses. Before you find them, the world is a soft blur, a smear of light and shapes. You can't read a clock across the room. You can't tell a friend from a stranger down the street. Without two thin curves of glass, you are, in one specific way, helpless. Now drop a caveman where you're standing. He never read a word, never saw a screen, never sat in a classroom. And he could spot a single deer on a hillside a mile off at dusk. His eyes did for free what yours can't do with all of modern medicine behind you. Right now, about 1 in 3 people on Earth is nearsighted. In parts of the world, it's nearly every young person. And the number keeps climbing, fast, everywhere. Here's the strange part. This is new. Go back a few thousand years, and almost nobody's eyes worked like yours. Your ancestors had sharp eyes. You have a prescription. And the reason isn't what your optician probably told you. It isn't just screens. It isn't just the genes you were born with. It's a mismatch, Stone Age eyes, growing up in a world they were never built for. And the twist we saved for the end. It's still getting worse, and we're doing it to our own kids. So start with the obvious suspect, the one everyone blames. Screens, phones, too much time staring at a glowing rectangle. It feels right. It feels like the answer. It's mostly wrong. Not because screens are innocent, but because they're only half of it, and not the half you think. To see what's really warping your eyes, you need one strange fact about how an eye grows. It isn't born the right size. It builds itself, using the world around it as a blueprint. And if you hand it the wrong world, it builds itself wrong. That's where this whole story starts. Not with a screen, with light. The eye you were born with was too short. A newborn's eye is small and stubby, and the world comes in as a blur. Then it starts to grow. Not at random, it grows toward a target. It stretches front to back until the image lands exactly on the retina, then it stops. But something has to tell it when to stop. That signal is light, bright light. When enough light hits the back of the eye, the retina releases a little dopamine. Dopamine is the brake. It tells the eye you're long enough now, stop. For your ancestors, that brake got slammed on every single day. They lived outside, in the open, under a sky. Outdoor daylight is around 100,000 lux. A bright room indoors is maybe 300. Their eyes were soaked all day in the exact signal that tells an eye when to stop. So the eye stopped at the right length, almost every time. And the payoff was vision you can barely imagine. A hunter could pick out one animal on a far ridge at dusk and know what it was. Sharp, clean distance vision, standard issue for everyone. Then we went inside. We built walls and roofs and schools and screens, and we handed the growing eye a world it had never been shaped for. A dim one. Indoors, the light drops to a fraction of what the eye evolved to expect. The retina waits for the bright signal, the break, and it never comes. So the eye keeps growing, longer and longer, past the point where the image lands cleanly on the retina. Now the light focuses in front of the retina, and everything far away turns to blur. The eyeball went from a round ball to a stretched one, from a basketball to a rugby ball. That's myopia, not a sickness you caught, a shape your eye grew into. And here's the part that kills the easy answer. People love to say it's just genes. You got bad eyes from your parents. Genes do matter. One nearsighted parent roughly doubles your odds. 2 of them about 5 times. But genes can't do this. In a single century, nearsightedness went from rare to nearly half the planet. Genes don't change that fast. Nothing in your DNA rewrote itself in 100 years. The clearest proof came from the far north. For generations, the Inuit had sharp eyes. Nearsightedness was almost unheard of. Then in one generation, their children went to school, and a quarter of them came out nearsighted. Same genes, same families. One new thing. A childhood spent indoors. So you wear glasses, and you think that's the end of it. For most people, it is. A prescription, a pair of lenses, done. But here's the part almost nobody tells you. The longer the eye grew, the more dangerous it gets. Remember what myopia really is. Stretch. The whole eyeball pulled long. And the retina, the thin sheet of nerve at the back, gets pulled along with it. Stretch anything thin far enough and it starts to tear. Past a certain point, doctors stop calling it a prescription. They call it high myopia. And a badly stretched retina can begin to peel away, like old paint lifting off a wall. This is where it stops being about blurry road signs. A detaching retina, glaucoma, damage to the very center of your sight. These are leading causes of blindness, and no lens can fix them. The blur was never the real danger. The blur was the warning. And an eye that grew too long as a child carries that risk for the rest of its life. So is this just our fate now? Half the world going blurry, then worse. For a long time, that's how it looked. The numbers only ever climbed. Then a whole country ran the experiment for us. And what they found is the most hopeful part of this story. Around 2010, Taiwan had one of the highest rates of childhood myopia on Earth. Nearly 9 in 10 young people nearsighted. So they tried something almost stupidly simple. They sent the kids back outside, 2 hours a day. Recess in the open, under the real sky. No new drug, no surgery, just light, the old signal, the break. And for the first time in 40 years, the line stopped climbing. Then it started to fall. The thing that broke our eyes turned out to be the thing that could heal them. Not a screen you throw away, a sky you walk back under. So why are your eyes worse than a caveman's? Not because you did anything wrong, not because your genes failed you. Because your eyes did exactly what eyes are built to do. They grew to fit their world. The caveman's world was made of distance and daylight, so his eyes came out long and sharp. Your world was made of walls and dim light and things held close to your face. So your eyes grew to match that instead. You're not broken, you're calibrated, just to the wrong world. That's you, a Stone Age eye raised indoors. And here's the twist, the one saved for the end. It's not over, it's still happening, right now. The most nearsighted generation in human history is the one being born today. We took our own children, the ones with those perfect newborn eyes, and we raised them inside. We handed them screens and rooms and homework, and we took away the sky. And their eyes are growing long in the dark, exactly the way ours did, only faster. The good news is the fix was never complicated. It's the same thing your ancestors' eyes drank in every day, for free. So tomorrow morning, before you reach for your glasses, remember what they are. They are a patch, a small curved apology for a childhood spent indoors. And if there is a child near you, do the one thing evolution is quietly begging you to do. Take them outside, give them back the light. Give them back the sky your ancestors could see a deer across.